it made it look like Shirley was piling on. And that wasn't her intent, but it happened. Like I say, I understand.
And right here and now, I want to apologize to you and Marjorie for what I said. As much as I wish I could, I can't take it back. I can't. I said it, and I want to apologize.
I wanted to tell you some things, and that from the moment I saw you, when you walked into that comedy club that night, and the first thing I said to you ever was, I don't know who you are, lady, but I'm gonna marry you one day. And it took me a long time, but I did it.
Hi there, fam. The leaked phone call, which was allegedly between Shirley Strawberry and her partner, got Steve on edge. Not only because it exposes his wife of how she acts behind cameras, but it also tainted his own name, considering that there is a huge possibility that his wife, Marjorie, is the one calling the shots all the time in their household. Finally, Steve Harvey is not keeping his lips tight any longer because he is not letting his woman take the fall for this issue that has been circulating online for quite a while now. Both of them refused to talk about the drama surrounding the alleged affair of Marjorie. Because of this, people started digging and found out that Steve was not the most faithful either if we talk about his past marriages.
The part I'm coming with now is because it's been so ugly for my wife, man. And see, this is what I've never done before. It's been so ugly for my wife, and I've stood there trying not to say nothing, but I'm not a blog.
Here comes Steve to the rescue, because that is one of the things that fans adore about him, his love for his wife, that whenever he has the chance, he would always talk about how a wonderful wife Marjorie is. But were all those words genuine? Or was he forced to act very loving to uphold his brand and reputation that Marjorie worked so hard for to achieve? Many people know Steve as a comedian. His show and his hosting skills are so entertaining that there is often no downtime whenever he is talking. All throughout his career, he wanted to inspire people, so often giving motivational speeches and relationship advice. But this same man was also experiencing relationship challenges these days, so how is he probably dealing with it? But just when everyone thought that Steve would remain silent no matter the revelations online, he suddenly stood his ground as he clapped back on Shirley Strawberry. Some of you probably heard about the leaked phone call, which, don't worry, we'll be talking about later on. Also, for those who do not know, Shirley is one of Steve's co-hosts. Maybe Steve had enough because people are taking a deeper dive on their lives since the cheating scandal started, and must have been pressured by his wife to do something about their image and supposed picture-perfect family. But to give you some context, the leaked phone call gave an idea that Marjorie looks down on Steve's co-workers, and in Shirley's words, they are often weary to come and visit Steve in his home because Marjorie must also be there when they do. Anyway, this just had more people talking about Marjorie and how hard it is to deal with her because of her attitude. Shirley most likely does not have an idea that the said phone call will be leaked. That is why she spoke her mind to her partner. Steve and Shirley's friendship is really something else. She's not just an employee to him. Not many people might have paid attention to this back then, but Shirley's husband got arrested last year. Steve initiated to help her because the police took away her car and everything was just so messy at that time. She also needed a place to stay, so Steve offered his home. This was so nice of him, by the way. On the other hand, even though Steve was there for her during one of the toughest days of her life, she apparently has some things to say about the wife of the friend that lent her a helping hand. And one thing that probably hurt more for Steve is the thought that Shirley was his friend and that this leaked phone call just took Steve and Marjorie's situation to a new notch. To say that Marjorie is being scrutinized is just an understatement, because the rumors started with her having an affair with Steve's bodyguard. And we all know how these things work. It only got worse from there. Because more fans were so invested in the story, there were different versions that came with it. Some say that Marjorie only took a chance on Steve the second time that he showed interest in her because he was already famous, making her look like she was only after his money. Others are interested in her real relationship with Steve's biological children because by the looks of it, they do not want their father to marry her in the first place. It opened a can of worms, you see. But these stories were all aimed to possibly reveal Marjorie's true colors. And even though she got Steve wrapped around her fingers, many fans are still not happy with how she is likely treating him at home, as insiders are claiming that she is trying so hard to control everything and everyone in that big blended family. No wonder some of Steve's biological children are getting jealous of how he treats Lori, Marjorie's daughter that Steve adopted and had given his last name to. Oh well, all those speculations were only strengthened by the leaked audio that we are now going to listen to.
Does she look old though? Does she look like she's getting old?
No, I haven't seen her, but she looks good on her pictures.
Oh, she ain't there?
No, she's not there. If she was there, we probably wouldn't have been all over the house. Wouldn't have done it. No, you know he's scared.
Oh no, she did not only talk bad about Marjorie to Ernesto, her husband, but she also threw some shade to Steve. I mean, where is the gratitude when he took her in, yet she was saying all these words? Well, who would have thought that everyone would be hearing this conversation anyway? Not Shirley Strawberry, that is for sure.
He always invites us over there. We don't never go.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good.
Because I don't even know if she's there, and nope.
Damn. Wow.
She looks at us as the help, you know?
You did tell me that. That's not a good feeling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Right. And that's, it is what it is. Whatever.
This statement alone got a lot of people questioning if Marjorie is really snobby behind closed doors. Before this, there were some fans saying that Marjorie is really mean, so this story from Shirley is just enough confirmation of her real character. Rumor has it that Steve and Shirley talked about it already. Also, some insiders are sharing that Shirley is no longer sticking by Ernesto's side after she found out the true extent of his crimes.
I'm going to just start by saying that my estranged husband is in jail. He's been in jail for over a year, since about right after the 4th of July of 2022. And recently, some phone calls from last year between he and I were leaked. And on those calls, you hear me saying you were winded going up the stairs at your home, and Marjorie looks at us as the help.
Just like Steve, Shirley is known for giving relationship advice to people as well. So how could she be blindsided by Ernest like that? At the end of the day, what matters is that she learned her lessons and is no longer backing up Ernesto for his wrongdoings. She is so brave and real for this. Some people would not even address the leaked audio directly, but Shirley did talk about it, and she did not try to clean her name on the foul words that she said towards the couple. She could have claimed that it was edited or whatever, but she owns up to her mistake, and she is right as well. What else can she do but apologize? That is what she did. It is also good that she clarified that she is not trying to make Steve and Marjorie's situation even messier than it already is. But even though Shirley has no intentions of joining the drama, she is already dragged into it, and people already made an assumption towards Marjorie. As we say all the time, the damage has been done. Additionally, she did apologize, but she never said that she did not mean any of it. Maybe she was sorry that they heard it, that people are now hearing about it, but she is not sorry that she said those words. I mean, that was what she experienced, and that was her observation, so no one can really force her to take back any of her words. Oh girl, it looks like she doesn't really want to apologize to begin with, because she went on with this statement blaming the others for sharing the leaked audio and making their own versions of the truth regarding what they heard. She said no excuses, but your girl was putting the blame on other people. I can feel how conflicted she is because Steve is still her boss, and she's probably getting anxious about what he will do to her and her job, considering how protective and loving Steve is to Marjorie. Oh wow, how fortunate Marjorie is to have him as her husband. I doubt that no amount of malicious comments and rumors will ever make her end her marriage with him. Sure, anyone in her shoes would certainly feel humiliated. Not only Steve and Marjorie heard about that private conversation, but thousands of people are already talking about it. And yes, Steve might be mad, but everyone must have expected it since things in his private life are probably so chaotic right now. So fam, do you think Steve is going to fire Shirley for what she said? Or will he continue to be a good friend to her and let bygones be bygones? Drop your thoughts down in the comments. Spill that tea. And of course, don't forget to hit that like button if you're living for this whirlwind of drama, subscribe so you never miss a moment of celebrity scoop, and prepare yourselves for the next jaw-dropping episode. Until next time, stay fabulous. And now, check out this next story. Bye-bye.